Hi, everyone. I'm Vladimir Dutit. We're going to begin with some breaking news this morning. The UnitedHealthcare CEO was shot and killed outside a New York City Hilton hotel this morning. This is what we know. This happened just after 7 a.m. in Midtown Manhattan. 50-year-old Brian Williams is the victim. Now, sources tell CBS News they believe this was a targeted attack. CBS News' crime and public safety unit coordinating producer Anna Schecter is following this very closely, and she's joining me now to talk about this as we look at some pictures that are coming into the broadcast center from the scene in Midtown Manhattan. Anna, what more can you tell us at this time?
Well, we know that Brian Thompson, he's 50 years old. He was outside of the hotel on 6th Avenue, shot in the chest by a suspect who was wearing a black mask. Police have described him as wearing sneakers and a jacket and a backpack, and he fled east on 6th Avenue in Midtown Manhattan, and there have been no arrests, so police are searching for that suspect. Meanwhile, the victim, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was taken to a nearby hospital, and he died of the gunshot wound to his chest. And so we are waiting for more details. We're watching very closely. We have a team in Midtown talking to potential witnesses, and we're gathering more information, and we'll bring it to you as soon as we have it.
Yeah, I know, Anna, these details are fast moving because this just happened just a couple of hours ago. I know that we're also expecting a press conference from officials later this morning. So let me bring in Mike Alcazer. He's a former NYPD detective, and he's also an adjunct professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice. Mike, I think a lot of people who are just waking up to catch this breaking news are going to say to themselves, look, this is Midtown Manhattan. This is the center of the busiest, most crowded city in America. How does someone shoot a person in broad daylight with all the gridlock, with all the traffic, with all the people that are milling about in front of that hotel, 6th Avenue? It's called Avenue of the Americas because it is literally the center of America some days. And how does that suspect get away so easily?
Well, this morning, as you can imagine, every part probably is going to work. It's a very dense, city, so it's easy to secrete yourself amongst the New Yorkers just going about their regular work, going to work, doing their business. So I'm confident that there's probably tons of video surveillance that my colleagues are recovering right now, so that they can help identify this suspect. As far as leaving, there's so many ways to leave. I heard reports that he got on a bike. He could have taken off on a bike. He could have got down on a subway. Again, everything's going to be covered on video. So I wouldn't be surprised if they already have surveillance recorded and they're quick. They're going to identify him. I bet you they'll identify him by the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that the point that you're making there, Mike, is an excellent one. And I wanted to set the scene for people who are not from the New York City area, because if you're living out in another part of the country, that's what you're thinking. Wow, it's so crowded there. There's so many people. How does something like this happen in broad daylight? The point that you're making is that not only will there be dozens of eyewitnesses, there are also cameras everywhere in Midtown Manhattan and, in fact, all over New York City. So wherever this suspect would have gotten on a bike to get away, presumably you probably have cameras tracking his egress to wherever he ultimately ends up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's investigation 101. We're going to interview all the witnesses, and I'm sure there was a million witnesses there. And then we're going to canvass for video before the suspect arrived there, how he left, where he exited. And they're going to carefully track down his path of escape, his flight. And again, like I said, I am confident that they're going to get so much surveillance video footage of this guy, his face with the mask, without the mask, and also other witnesses that might have seen him. New Yorkers are good for the police, because I wouldn't be surprised if somebody even followed this guy and then later on come forward and give information to the detectives.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Anna, let me ask you about the details as far as the event that this gentleman was attending. There are reports that this suspect waited for quite some time. We don't know how long, but certainly more than 5 minutes before he opened fire on this gentleman. What do we know about the event, and how does the investigation change because this is such a high-profile individual?
That's right. So this was an investor conference, and so the CEO of UnitedHealthcare is going to be a key person, a very high-profile person at this event. There would have been advertisements where a pool of people in this industry, in the insurance industry, would have known that he was going to be attending the conference and likely speaking at the conference. And so that's a very high-profile target. In some ways, it makes it easier of a target for an assassin, and this does appear to be an assassination, according to our sources in the New York City Police Department. So the event was going to be an all-day event. It's unclear if he was actually staying at the hotel, but the event was being held at the Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, as you just heard. This is rife with people. But you know what? In this district, and I think people forget this because homicide numbers are down across the city, but in the theater district, in that precinct that includes theater district and Rockefeller Center, guess what? Murders have been up. Now, this is something different. This is high profile. This is targeted. And so the investigation is much more robust. You're going to have so many resources thrown at this immediately. That process has already kicked in. Of course, you have an assassin on the loose. So this is very fast moving, unfolding minute by minute. We're expecting a 12 noon Eastern time presser with the New York City Police Department. So we hope to learn more at that press conference. But for now, we have a description of the suspect. We know which way he was headed. And as we just heard, we're collecting surveillance video, and that is being reviewed right now. Obviously, his family has been notified, saw the news, hopefully was notified by the hospital before that hit the news. That's a chain of events that tends to happen when you have a high-profile person like this. You know, the events can get away from the normal protocol where the family is notified first before it hits the news. This happened at 6:45 a.m., so that was prime commuting time. That's a lot of people milling around, getting to and from work, a lot of businesses in this area, also a lot of tourists. You have millions of people from around the world that descend on exactly this neighborhood, hundreds of people staying in that very hotel. So it is a brazen attack. The fact that they could carry it out in broad daylight on the streets of New York City is shocking, but New Yorkers have felt a certain increase in violent crime in neighborhoods recently, like the Upper West and Upper East Side. We've seen stabbings. People are on edge here, and this just adds fuel to that fire.
Yeah, Anna, stand by. Mike, I want to ask both of you this question because, as you point out, Anna, this happened at about 6:45 this morning. I've been on the air since exactly that time, and the news only broke just a short time ago. So the question is, very early, almost in the minute that the news broke, the reports from officials was that this was a targeted attack. So for somebody who's just tuning in and turning on or logging on to watch CBS News 24/7, and they find out that the UnitedHealthcare CEO has been shot and killed in Midtown Manhattan outside of a New York City hotel, but that police and officials are already able to say that it's a targeted attack. Even if we don't know who assassinated Brian Thompson, Mike, how are police able to say with at least some degree of certainty that they believe it was targeted?
I'm sure the detectives already went and did a victimology. This is what we do. We check the background of the victim, in this case, a high-profile personnel. So we go through electronic evidence. We talk to his coworkers. Did he have an existing complaint against someone, potentially this suspect? So with confidence, they can say that it was targeted because there must be some kind of electronic history, email history, complaints. I'm just speculating, but I would guess if they're saying that they've already investigated his background, the victimology on the victim, so that they can, with confidence, say that this was targeted.
Mike, and I want to get you to weigh in on this too. And I don't know the percentages, but you teach at a university, so presumably you have up-to-date numbers or a sense of this. But for people, again, who might be worried, for example, the Rockefeller Center tree lighting ceremony is happening tonight. Obviously, a lot of tourists in New York City. That's true 365 days of the year, but especially true at this time of the year. The percentage of people that are killed by random strangers in New York City is nothing like the percentage of people that are killed by someone that they know or someone that they have some type of connection to. In other words, when we suggest targeted attack, that presumes that there is some kind of a connection.
That's exactly right, and you're absolutely right. When we talk about murders being up in this very precinct, we're talking about that. But you also have had some random acts of violence and crime in this precinct, as well as in the subway. So things have been changing, and the New York City Police Department has been sort of promoting that overall homicides are down if you look over the last 30 years, and yet that doesn't really tell the full story of what is going on in this city. You do have an increase in violent assault that we've seen from this year to last year. So that's just the reality, and that's what the data shows, even if public officials are telling you different. And we'll see. I mean, NYPD doesn't usually say that it was a targeted attack unless they have some evidence. And so we are hoping to hear at 12 noon why they believe that and what evidence led them to that conclusion. So we'll be hearing from them at the press conference, and we'll be taking that, I'm sure, live to see what the NYPD is saying. And they're also they've learned things in the intervening hours. So if at 6:45 a.m. the shooting happens, the news breaks around 9 a.m. There was that time in between. The victim is taken to the hospital. Things are happening really quickly. They already obtained some of the surveillance footage. The police were able to put out an internal alert, so alerting all New York City police officers that there was a suspect on the loose with a description. So they had seen that video. They watched him flee eastbound from the scene of the attack. And you see right there on your screen, that is a grainy still shot. You see a man in a dark hooded, like a hoodie, wearing a backpack, walking away, it appears, from the scene. So they had some time. They had a couple of hours before this news broke to be gathering, to be investigating. And that, of course, is continuing. As we just heard, a victim assessment, threats towards him. I mean, this is a huge company. This is a billion-dollar industry. This is a company that brings in hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. So there's a lot of money at stake potentially, and we will see if that factors into this investigation.
Yeah, for sure. And as you point out, and Mike as well, the police probably have a good sense of where this suspect headed. And I'm guessing by noon we'll have some more concrete details to what we have now. But again, if you're just joining us here at CBS News 24/7, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, which is the largest healthcare company, health insurance company in the country, Brian Thompson, was shot and killed outside of a New York City hotel. The New York City hotel is the Hilton in Midtown Manhattan, and what police are describing as a targeted attack. There is a press conference scheduled for noon this afternoon. Obviously, we will bring that live to you right here on CBS News 24/7 for now. Anna Schecter, Mike Alcazer, thank you both for spending some time with us to break down this shocking and troubling development. We'll keep monitoring the developments and check back in with you throughout the course of the morning. Thank you very much.